Hi again. I just thought I'd add a little PS to the story you just watched me tell. I wanted just to contextualize it into the big idea of telling stories within families and how important I see that in in really the fabric of the family itself, is how we tell about our experiences, whether we have those experiences together or separately, but how we keep them alive. And I'll start by saying that when I told the story that you just saw at the Moth that night, my daughter came with some of her friends to hear me tell it. And she, for the first time, explained that she learned some things about my experience that day, um, by just hearing me tell my story. For example, she didn't realize how freaked out I was. Um, she didn't remember it as being as big of a deal as I was making it. She didn't say this, but I'm pretty convinced she didn't realize, how tenderly I was feeling about the thought of her being hurt, or of losing her for that matter. And and instead, she kind of gave her version of what her experience was like, which was really about wishing we could have landed on the boat, but it turned out okay after all, and how much her other mom was like freaking out and things like that. The cool thing is because I told that story and she listened to it, and then we had a conversation about it, the next time I heard her tell the story, she imitated Mac and Dave. She teased me quite a bit about freaking out, with her beside me, etc. So she thickened or made her story or our story richer. And then and I'm telling you now, so I'm including what she said into the way I tell the story. And that's how it works. So families have these shared experiences. We have individual experiences of that shared experience. And until we tell that to each other, we don't have as rich or as full a story as we could have. So I like to encourage that. I like to encourage families to tell the story of what happened that day, or what's been happening over time with this relationship or that relationship. The story I told was rather benign in that the tension wasn't between me and my daughter. It, in fact, was more about me and the boat and the ocean and the boat stalling. But we have other stories too, the harder stories, and those are important as well. So, for example, um, there are many stories of my mother's struggle with alcoholism and how particular events or evenings or holidays were impacted by that. And, so my family now can talk about our individual and now shared stories of a particular night or a particular holiday. And that has helped us kind of look and see more deeply what was going on, and it connects us. And that's the key. It connects us to each other more because we know more about how the other person sees it. And it too thickened or enriched the story of what was going on. So I'm not there with you. If I were, I would love to keep having this conversation, but I thought I would just give you some more things to think about as you consider the role of storytelling in your family's life. And have a great talk. And maybe one of these days I'll be down at ChOICE and I'll meet you for myself. Alrighty, take care. Bye bye.